Hello, this is Encounters with Life. I'm Sean Abigail, your host. It's time for another Best of X. So I have curated some of the most interesting stories of the week, and here they are from X. So first of all, this is a graphic I've seen going around for a while, and I'm pretty sure it's an American graphic showing that although the number of students is increasing very slowly, the number of non-educator positions within the schools has increased dramatically. And I guess the purpose of this graphic is to get you to be outraged at the amount of waste going on in the educational industry. And I understand that, and I'm sure there's lots more bureaucracy than there was when I was a kid. But I want to just point out one thing to you. There's also a lot more special helps available to kids who need it. So there's a lot of kids who have special needs, and back in my day, they weren't in the schools, they weren't anywhere, they weren't getting any help, and it was awful. And now a lot of the schools have special helps, and it helps these kids to be the best that they can possibly be. So I see this graphic, I say maybe we need to look into it, but also I'm not completely outraged by it. Next graphic. This shows you why Canadians do not want to be part of the United States. It's the life expectancy, and Canadians have a huge advantage over Americans in life expectancy. Now, what metrics are we using to determine the success of securing the border? Well, this shows the actual numbers of drug seizures on both the Mexican and Canadian borders over time. And what you can see is a very small number of actual drug seizures coming in from Canada. So when Donald Trump says, oh, it's just awful, all the fentanyl that's flooding in from Canada, I think he's trying to make a different point. I think he's trying to get something else. But anyway, maybe this is the perception, and sometimes perceptions are reality. Then, at the moment, the tariffs have been paused, and Canadians are like, oh, that's good. It's done with. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, absolutely, we have to continue to worry about it. We've got a pause that allows us to get our house in order, come up with a better offer, and so on. But here's the thing. Donald Trump is seeking to redo the American economy. So instead of using income tax, using tariffs to raise federal government revenues. And Canada is one of the three largest trading partners of the United States. He needs revenue from tariffs from Canada. And so the idea that those tariffs are going to go away and go away completely and forever, that's not going to happen. I'm 90% certain that there will be tariffs of some sort, and they won't be 25%, but they will still be there. So keep an eye out for it, and Canadians, we have to keep on working. Now, question is about Canadian oil. Donald Trump says, oh, we don't need Canadian oil. That's not true. America absolutely needs Canadian oil. 61% of all the oil that's imported, not 61% of all the oil that's used, but 61% of all the oil that is imported into the United States is imported from Canada. So when Donald Trump says we don't need their oil, that's just a negotiating tactic. He's rather sparse with the truth when he says we don't need their oil. They absolutely need our oil. And that's something that you just have to be aware of in Trump's negotiating strategies. All right. Pipelines. What Canada needs to do is to diversify our markets so that we don't sell oil at a discount to our southern neighbors and absolutely dependent upon what price they are willing to pay. We need to have pipelines out to the west and out to the east, making sure that we can ship our goods to whoever will pay the most. And it looks like maybe there is some support coming around for additional pipelines. Of course, the big question is always Quebec. Quebec has invested heavily in renewable energy. They're very ecologically sensitive, and we need to get them on board. But it looks like they may be coming around. Okay, so let's talk about the Democrats in the United States. They're going around saying, oh, nobody elected Elon Musk. That's because of everything he's doing with this Doge initiative, Department of Governmental Efficiency. And if I was on the political left in the United States, I'd be freaking out absolutely at what Elon Musk is trying to do. But saying, "Oh, nobody elected Elon Musk," that's an outright lie, because Elon Musk and Doge, the Doge initiative, was absolutely part of what Trump campaigned on. Trump said he would do it. He's doing it, and to say otherwise is an outright lie. Now, let's get back to tariffs again. Perrin Beatty, who's a very well-known Canadian, he says tariffs are not the goal. They are the goal, not just a tool. And I think he's absolutely right. Again, for Donald Trump to restructure the American economy away from income tax and towards tariffs means that he has to have tariff revenue. And you know what? He's not going to get a lot of tariff revenue from Rwanda because there's just not a lot of trade. But if you look at Canada, Mexico, China, and perhaps the EU, you put them all together, that is the majority of American trade. And so if he's going to raise revenues, and we're talking about billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue, if he's going to do that using tariffs, he's got to have some sort of tariffs on each of these different countries and regions. Anyway, that is the best of Twitter, or the best of X, for this week. Thank you very much. I'm Sean Abigail. That's Encounters with Life.